watching Pittsburgh, so they do like a lot of that pre-snap stuff. Like, what's kind of the key, in your opinion, to make sure you don't get too crossed up by all that?
I understand completely what you're asking, and really it just comes down to eye discipline and understanding our responsibility. And so execute our responsibility first, and then obviously, again, the eye discipline is going to matter. So there are certain pre-snap indicators and post-snap indicators that come along with these looks. So lock into the pre-snap indicators and then understand the post-snap indicators once the ball is snapped.
And then Pickett's only, I think, had 4 starts under his belt, but from what you've seen, what does he kind of excel at?
Well, I think he's doing a really good job of understanding the coverage and how to attack it. So the universal thought and mindset is if you see single high, the ball goes outside the numbers. And if you see too high, the ball should be going inside the numbers. And I think he's done a really good job of kind of understanding the difference between the two and then looking to attack these certain parts of the field, but then also understanding and recognizing when he has soft and off corners and still being able to attack the perimeter there. So rush, coverage, disguise is still going to be important to affecting this guy. There's no doubt about it, but he's done a pretty good job of recognizing.
What kind of challenge does a wide receiver duo like Deontay Johnson and George Pickens present? Really physical guys.
Yeah, no question. So again, really talented core. Again, good quickness and speed. Obviously Pickens is a powerful jump ball type run, very very similar to Claypool. And obviously again the organization has moved on from Claypool, but you can see 14 kind of moving into that role, right? Again, the bigger body, and not so much in regards to all the fly sweeps and things of that nature, but as far as the routes, right? Again, going downfield, the intermediate routes and all the vertical routes on the outside. So you got to put yourself in the phase, and then you have to know it's going to be a physical contest. Again, a lot of pushing, shoving, and jostling for position. There's no question about it. So it's ball combat time for sure.
And they present a challenge, I imagine, as run blockers as well with that physicality.
Yeah, indeed. But then again, here comes post-snap and pre-snap indicators. So there are certain things and certain positions to where they need to be on the field in order to get those blocks done. So we need to recognize post-snap, again, when they get into these spots, utilize anticipation, and then play accordingly once the ball snaps.
DeMario used the word consistency a lot yesterday when talking to him. Said you guys are only a game out from getting it all together against Raiders like you did. What do you always have to be to get back to that?
Yeah, it's spirit and it's style, right? It's spirit and it's style. And really, like, if you take a look, certain words that you're going to hear, right, throughout a season, and it's going to be a standard consistency. Well, it's, again, spirit and style. So what type of energy, what type of attitude do we have? Are we coming to work with every day? And does our style, is it indicative of that effort, that energy, and that attitude? Right, so we bring in the proper effort, energy, and attitude, then our style needs to reflect it. So with the style comes the execution. So that's what all kind of boils into a standard, to where like the talk no longer becomes about the standard, it becomes about the spirit and the style. Because there's work to be done, and there's work that needs to be done every day in order to get to where we want to be. And we're all working towards being, and we're not there yet. There's no question that we're not there yet. But spirit, style, maintain positivity, because bitterness, anger, it ain't going to solve nothing. It's not going to get you anywhere. So stay focused, maintain positivity, and then that's what's going to transition into the consistency.
Do you feel like you have those things? Spirit,
yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I say it's a good group of guys, right? And there's certain spots and areas to where we need to be better, in certain spots to where we've broken down, where we shouldn't or we can't. And again, we're able to see it, fix it, move on, and continue to grow together.
In the past, you guys have kind of made it almost look easy to just be really, really good and consistent on defense. And even the year Malcolm came in, it was a little upward, and then you hit it, and it was just off you go. Why haven't you guys been able to do that this year?
It's in time, right? So the operative word in that was when it happened. So no one's able to predict when it happens. So it's when it happens, you have to make sure that you grasp a firm hold onto that, keep that rhythm and flow from that point on.
Yeah, I think to some extent facing Lamar Jackson will make any issues within the group just magnified. But do you still feel like there are things that were figured out in that shadow and the Raiders that maybe just were difficult to get to in that particular matchup?
Yeah, different offense. There's no question about it, right? And so it's a run heavy, and not to mention they had the MVP of the league, right? And with the ball in his hands every single snap. And a big key to that game was getting them into third and longer and forcing them to essentially become one-dimensional. And when we got them into those D&Ds, it's executing properly. So we got him into those down and distances. We didn't execute properly, and and he hit us. And then there were times to where, again, we execute properly on first and second down, and we're not allowing the third and 1 and 2s to where, like, that's right in their wheelhouse. So, like, that's where they want to be, and we knew we needed to push them out of that D&D, and we didn't hold up our end of the bargain.
Do you feel like the return of P.J. Williams impacts the things you were discussing in terms of disguise and those pre-snap, post-snap indicators and looks?
Yeah, there's a level of experience that kind of comes along and an understanding for how we do things, and say he's been here throughout the gambit, right? So he's seen the ups and downs. He understands all the nuances of our defense. So yeah, having him back it should help in regards to communication and execution.